This episode of Bonaire Dive News includes more information about stony coral tissue loss disease, island turtle activity, and a goat rescue. As always, we also have next week's weather, dive-related events, and some pretty impressive shots of uncommon sea life around Bonaire over the last week. Let's jump in. Stony updated their coral disease presence map last Wednesday, and we haven't seen any updates since then. So the impacted sites remain at 6 red and 10 orange on Bonaire, and 2 orange on Klein Bonaire. All are close to the Kryland Dike area, so enjoy the northern and southern sites as much as you can. Also, here's a quick summary of the current rules and guidelines. Feel free to pause the video, but we've highlighted these in previous episodes and want to share something new. The Atlantic and Gulf Rapid Reef Assessment has an excellent page dedicated to the stony coral tissue loss disease outbreak and offers some terrific tools if you want to learn more or contribute to the tracking efforts, including a couple of maps that track disease sightings around the Caribbean, a survey form so that you can report the presence or absence of disease after you dive, a PDF on how to identify the disease, differentiation from other coral diseases, corals affected, susceptible coral species, and a few sections at the bottom that lead to even more information. Check out agrra.org/coral disease outbreak to impress your friends with all that knowledge. Sea turtle nesting season is starting to pick up, with Sea Turtle Conservation Bonaire reporting the first crawl and confirmed nest in the south. They think it belongs to a loggerhead, but won't know for sure until the eggs hatch in 50 to 60 days. Klein Bonaire already has 9 nests. How exciting! They are also conducting net captures in Loch Bay this week. The in-water surveys provide valuable information over time to help determine growth rates of sea turtles, estimate abundance, movement patterns, and the health of Bonaire's resident turtles. You can stay up to date on their activities at bonaireturtles.org or facebook.com/bonaireturtles. There are yellow goatfish and spotted goatfish, but have you ever seen just a plain old goat in the water? Stony reported that its rangers had rescued a goat that had fallen into the water while walking on a cliff. After diving into the water, they got it onto the boat and released it back on solid ground. We have mentioned their Facebook and website before, but this report came from their newsletter, which has even more information. You can subscribe to that at stonapabonaire.org/newsletter. The temperatures next week should be a tad cooler during the day with an 86-degree average, but the nights will stay warm at around 81 degrees. The water temperature is getting a bit warmer. Our dive logs this week are showing 87 degrees at the surface and 82 degrees at depth. If you're planning a dawn dive, the sun will rise at 6:08 on Sunday and push to 6:09 by Saturday. For night diving, the sunset on Sunday will be at 6:58 and shift to 6:59 by the end of the week. There will be a fair chance of precipitation throughout the week, and the wind looks to get a little stronger. All that said, this weather view from the pier at Delphin's Beach Resort is probably what you're going to see most of the time next week. We are not leading the events with Reef Renewal Bonaire this week, because Clean Coast Bonaire is having an event earlier in the day. Every month on the second Sunday, volunteers can participate in a cleanup survey, which not only keeps Bonaire's beaches clean, but also helps to collect data to work towards local, regional, and global solutions. This month's location is Tayamo Beach, which is right across the street from the airport. More information can be found at cleancoastbonaire.org or facebook.com/cleancoastbonaire. Now we can mention Reef Renewal Bonaire, and with all the great work they've done with the grooved brain coral spawning in May, it should be no surprise that their weekly presentations have the latest and greatest information about the health of Bonaire's reefs. Grab a table in Blenny's restaurant at Buddy Dive Resort at 5:30 on Sunday and learn what they're up to. Check out reefrenewalbonaire.org or facebook.com/reefrenewalbonaire for all the information. Manta Mondays continue with an educational presentation by the Caribbean Islands Manta Conservation Program at 7:30 at VIP Diving. Quick question. Did you know they keep a running database of all the manta sightings and that you can add to it? Now you do. Find out more at facebook.com/Caribbean Islands Manta or their new website, CaribbeanIslandsManta.org. According to the Caribbean Marine Biological Institute, or their more quickly pronounced acronym CARMABI, grooved brain coral spawning is likely to occur between Tuesday and Friday next week, with the highest probability on Wednesday and Thursday between 5:50 and 7:10 p.m. We have our fingers crossed about getting some footage here in June. Perhaps we'll see you out there, and we wish you happy hunting. On the second and fourth Wednesday of each month, Sea Turtle Conservation Bonaire gives a very informative presentation about sea turtles, their habits, lifestyle, and what's happening with Bonaire's turtle population. It is currently nesting season after all. If you can't make it to their 8 p.m. presentation this time, visit bonaireturtles.org or facebook.com/bonaireturtles for lots of cool turtle-related information. On the heels of an inspiring Sea Turtle Conservation Bonaire presentation, why not go diving on Friday to celebrate World Sea Turtle Day? Or, more specifically, join them on a fishing line cleanup dive and make the environment safer for our underwater friends. The Facebook invite states the focus will be on the North Pier area, which is not something you get to dive that often. So that should be fun for a couple of reasons. Finally, the week closes out just as it started, with some beach cleanup activities. 1 Hour Cleanup Power is out there every week, keeping Bonaire's shoreline looking its best. Sometimes the work is challenging, but it's always very rewarding. Consider joining them for an hour before you go back home, and leave Bonaire a little cleaner than when you arrived. All of the details, including their next location, can be found at onehourcleanuppower.one or facebook.com/onehourcleanuppower. There have been some incredible sightings on Bonaire over the last week, and we'll start with Nikki Love's wonderful yellow frogfish going on an adventure. According to the Caribbean Islands Manta Conservation Program, there have been 10 manta sightings on Bonaire recently, which has been amazing for some lucky divers. This very cinematic footage is courtesy of Koa Pires. Krista Summer also caught one swimming by Tolo. Our last video is from Marco Hauer, who was fortunate enough to capture the spade ball, and it's no wonder they were sticking together with barracuda hanging around. Finally, we have another nudibranch photo. Special thanks to Diana Vanden Heuvel for sharing this purple-crowned sea goddess. Amazing. Well, we're a month into these Bonaire Dive News videos, but rest assured, we'll be adding another Shore Dive Collection episode next week, and you will not want to miss what we saw at Red Slave. In fact, why not subscribe to our channel right now, and click the bell to get notified as soon as it comes out. You'll be happy you did. And so will we. Thanks. Smiley face.